Hello everybody, it's Lesley Fightmaster, and today's class is yoga for when you have a headache, and this was requested by Shiri Yanov. So let's take our hands together in front of the heart and just bring to mind something that you are grateful for today. And we'll keep that gratitude with us as we move through our practice today. And first thing I'd like to say is that if you have a headache, I'm really sorry you have a headache. Let's begin here in child's pose. So just a regular child's pose, but make it comfortable. I'm putting a blanket underneath my forehead because that feels more comfortable. You can have your arms forward or by your sides. And just allow yourself, your body, to get into a very nice, supportive feeling position. So if you need to move around a little bit before you get there, then do that. And now start to focus on your breath and begin to take some longer breaths in and out through your nose. Silently counting the in-breath for a count of 4 and the out-breath for a count of 6. And just another round or two of that breath. And headaches are often caused by tension, and yoga helps to relieve the tension in the body. And just one more round of breath. And as you take your next inhale, we'll reach the arms forward. Move a blanket out of the way or a pillow if you have it there. And start to spread out your fingers, arms, shoulders distance. Come up onto your knees, hands and knees. Then tuck the toes and make your way into downward facing dog, but with your knees bent. And now start to bicycle your legs. So again, be sure your arms are shoulders distance apart and your feet are hips distance. And then bend both knees, start to stretch out the spine, and then take the knees back down for child's pose. So our practice is very gentle today, and hopefully if you do have a headache, you won't have it by the end. Continuing that nice, long, steady breath. Now you can have your inhales and exhales equal. Reach the arms forward again, spread the fingers up onto the knees, tuck the toes again back into downward facing dog. Lengthen out through the spine, and then start to reach the heels down, keeping the legs straight if you can. Take your gaze between the knees or feet. Long breaths. As you inhale, make your way forward into plank pose and take the knees to the floor. Shift forward an inch and lower all the way down to your belly. Hands by the low ribs, elbows point straight up to the ceiling, and inhale for little cobra. Peeling the chest up, tailbone lengthens to the heels, and then release. Let your head rest on your hands. And then again, hands by ribs. Inhale to come up, maybe a little bit higher this time. And then to the knees. Tuck the toes, stretch all the way back for downward dog, just for a breath. Nice, long, smooth breath. Then on your inhale again to plank pose, knees down, exhale. Once again, lower to all the way down to your belly. Inhale, little baby cobra. Tailbone lengthens. Exhale, up dog if you like. It's your choice. And then drop to the knees again and make your way back into a child's pose. Reconnecting with your breath. And just noticing the differences in your body as the energy starts to move, as your circulation begins to increase. And then back up onto the knees, tuck the toes for downward dog again. Just for a breath again. Stretch out your spine, let your head just hang down, lengthening the neck. And now walk your hands all the way back to your feet for forward fold. Have this be comfortable as well. Grab your opposite elbows and hang. You may bend your knees as needed. And then gently rock your torso from side to side. It's giving you the opportunity to slow down and relax a little bit in this practice. And then arms hang down. Let your head just nod gently, yes. Now, interlace your fingers, take it to the base of your skull, and just allow your hands, the heaviness of the arms and hands, to pull your head toward the floor, lengthening out the neck. Make sure that you don't have tension around the shoulders. And now releasing, walking yourself back out into downward facing dog. Inhale, coming right into upward facing dog. Shoulders over wrists, or you can go do cobra. Exhale again to child's pose. Just a couple breaths here in child's pose. Again, reconnect with the breath. Make sure it's nice and steady. Now we'll make our way back up onto the hands and knees and tuck the toes. Just for a moment, stretch back and then look up to the hands and bend the knees and start to walk your feet all the way forward. And now inhale, lengthen your spine. Oh, actually fold forward first and then lengthen your spine. And then exhale, hands to hips, come up with a nice long spine. Turn to the long side of your mat, taking your feet parallel with hands on hips. Take an inhale and open the chest, lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine, look up. Toes will be in toward each other just a bit. And then exhale to fold. So if you have something handy to allow your head to relax on, grab that. I've got a blanket here. You might have a block or pillows. If not, your head can hang. And try and keep your legs firm, and make sure again that your shoulders are drawing away from the ears and not creating any tension in the shoulders. Sometimes tension in the shoulders and jaw are one of our main headache culprits. Checking in with the breath, lengthening each inhale and exhale. And just one more long breath. And then inhale, head up. Exhale, bring your hands to your hips. Inhale with a long spine, come all the way back up. And then stepping the feet together, we'll turn to the front of the mat. Tadasana pose. Inhale, sweep your arms out, around, and up. Exhale, fold forward, hinging from your hips. Inhale, come halfway up and lengthen through your spine. And then exhale, make your way just to down dog. So step right back into downward facing dog. Make sure you extend back far enough so your back gets a stretch. Arms, shoulders distance, and feet hips width. Inhales and exhales equal in length. On the next inhale, ripple the spine forward and then just come into upward facing dog. Thighs and knees off the floor. You can tuck your toes under or cobra if that's better. Then exhale, drop to the knees and take the hips to the heels, child's pose. And a couple of breaths in child's pose. Long, smooth breaths. Let your head rest on your hands or on a pillow. And then press yourself up. Just take your hips off to one side, swing your legs in front of you, bend the knees and roll down onto your back. I'm setting up for bridge pose. Arms by your sides and feet are hips distance apart, outer edges of the feet parallel. Inhale, lift into bridge, low back, mid back, maybe the upper back. We're going to make little bending the elbows, pointing the fingertips up, or keep the arms by your sides, whichever feels more comfortable. One breath here. And then release it down. Take the soles of your feet together and allow your knees just to drop open. Just again, increasing the circulation in the body helps to decrease the tension. Let's take the feet back to the floor, hips width. Heels under knees. Inhale, lifting up. Roll the shoulders in toward each other. Perhaps you'll clasp your fingers or keep your arms by your sides. Or if you like pointing the fingers up and drawing the elbows close to your sides, you can do that as well. Tailbone lengthens toward the backs of the knees. On your next exhale, lower. Soles of the feet together. Knees apart and rest. I'm going to do one more bridge. If you happen to have a yoga block and you want to take a supported bridge, you can get that handy. Put it right at the base of your spine, any height. Take your feet back to the floor, hips width. Pull in the belly, gently press into the heels. Inhale to come up, stretching out the front of the body. Shoulders rolling under, chin away from chest. Spiral your thighs in toward each other. And then begin to lower yourself down, and this time we'll hug the knees right into the chest. Rock gently side to side. And then rolling yourself off to the right with your left hand. Press yourself all the way up to seated. I'm going to sit in Dandasana, staff pose, extending the legs, hands next to the hips. Now, if you find that you're kind of rounded at all in the back, then get a blanket or a pillow or a towel sitting on the edge. Bend your right knee in for Janu Shirsasana. Lift both arms up, inhale. Exhale, turn toward the straight leg, hinge from the hips forward. Lengthen, inhale. Exhale to extend. And try to be comfortable here. You're always welcome to use a strap if you wish, or a belt or a towel to help reach to your foot, or just rest your hands on your leg. And release any tension around the shoulders. Inhale as head up and exhale to release. And take the right knee up, extend the right leg out, and now bending the left knee, left sole of the foot to the right inner thigh. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, turn toward the straight leg, extend. Inhale once again to lengthen. Exhale to extend. So usually I will lead more with my chest to try to get more length in my upper back. But because we're relieving a headache, it's okay to let your head kind of drop down on the leg if it reaches. And you could also put a blanket or blankets or pillows on your leg so that your head could rest. Inhale your head up and exhale to release. Now we're going to roll onto the back again, setting up for our final resting pose. So you can keep your knees bent. You could take the soles of the feet together, knees apart, or you can extend your legs all the way out, letting the feet flop open. I would also recommend, if you have it, a towel or a blanket, roll just a tiny bit at the edge and put that right underneath your neck. It's a nice neck roll that helps to, again, release tension around that area. Once you get into a position that feels comfortable, allow yourself to sink in, relax, and enjoy Shavasana. As you're resting just a little bit longer, our quote comes from the Upanishads, an ancient yogic text. Even as fire finds peace in its resting place without fuel, when thoughts become silent, the soul finds peace in its own source. When the mind is silent, then it can enter into a world which is far beyond the mind. This is wisdom. This is liberation. Hopefully your mind got a little bit of time to quiet down. Your body got a chance to relax. And hopefully your headache is gone. And start to take a couple of longer breaths. Starting to reawaken your body. Make some movements in the fingers and the toes. Stretch through your arms and your legs. Really long stretch. And then bend the knees. Roll to the right. And just bring to mind the thing that you are grateful for today. And press yourself up with your left hand sitting nice and tall. Cross the shins. And we'll take our hands together. Bring our hands to the forehead to remind us to have clear and loving thoughts. Our hands to the heart to remind us to have clear and loving intentions. And our hands to the mouth to remind us to have clear and loving communications. Thank you so much for joining today. Send out wonderful energy to all beings everywhere. Namaste. So again, I hope your headache is relieved or that you just had a chance to relax. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and if you liked our class, please push the like button. Visit fightmasteryoga.com for our daily yoga class. Every day there's a different class up on our website that we can all practice together, and you can comment there if you wish. And join our mailing list and keep up to date on things that we're doing. If you can afford a donation of any amount, there is a link below or on the website. Bye-bye.